Just wanted to show you guys a video on how to change spark plugs on a 2013 Toyota Sienna. So with the V6, what this is, it's hard to get to the back plugs, but this cover just kind of pops off. After taking that cover off, you get exposed right away to the 3 easy spark plugs. I'm not going to go into too much detail on these guys, but I will explain how to address the intake plenum or the intake manifold. Getting this box off is one thing you'll need. Getting this box out I had to do. I kept my filter box in, but I did remove the tubing here and also the throttle body. And then you're going to see that there's 2 brackets on the very back side of this plenum, and then also these 10 millimeter on the ends, and then also there's the 5 millimeter Allens. Taking this out will make it much simpler to reach the back side to get those spark plugs. These center ones, they're 5 millimeter Allens, are pretty difficult. They got to have a right tool and snap them loose. Behind this plenum, there's 2 bracket bolts. There's one on this side, and there's one way on this side. This one is a real pain because it's on a bracket that all the wiring's in the way and you can't get to the head of the bolt, and it just sucks. So getting my 1/4 inch ratchet with a 12 millimeter bolt, it actually fits back there really good. So I'm actually able to loosen it and tighten it. The other side here of the intake manifold has right behind the throttle body, or where the throttle body would go, is I can't get the camera in there. The throttle body here, there is in fact a bracket that another 12 millimeter bolt goes right through the backside there. So that's the other side. Another thing to note on the backside is that getting to this bolt, this wiring is in the way directly to that hole. This bracket is actually covering the coil pack. So that is one thing to note. This is the bracket that probably gives everybody the most trouble. This bracket here, 12 millimeter bolts, and those bolts are actually on this bottom side. So to give you a reference, here's that plug on the end that you could probably see when it's in the van, and then underneath this hole with the brass fitting is one of the 12 millimeter bolts. That bolt head is actually in the way by one of these conduits, so it was very difficult for me to get to that bolt. I ended up going down further behind here and undoing the one end of the flange, and then maneuvering the whole entire intake plenum so I could get to that other bolt. That's why the whole bracket came out. With the intake plenum taken out, I still have the back hose to the intake plenum connected, just so I don't have to mess with that, but I have it taken out now. I've put duct tape over the intake there so no dirt and debris gets inside of the manifold, and then that actually gives me access to the back plugs, which is here, and then I took this clip out to give me access to number 3. So it was much easier with the intake plenum taken out. So taking out the plugs is quite simple. I actually kept the wires plugged into the coil intact. I didn't bother with trying to unclip them, and I was able to clear the entire coil boot out of the plug hole, so I was able to keep it all intact and then get my spark plug ratchet down in there and get them out. So